Today, we're back again with another stream. Today, specifically, we're looking at making a new game. And it is for the Pirate Software Game Jam. Now, as with every new game jam, I think the very first thing we need to really do and really think about is exactly what we're trying to make, what we're going to need to make it, setting timelines, everything else. So today, it's primarily going to be a brainstorming session, me kind of like venting about like ideas and concepts, maybe like we need to figure out exactly what I'm trying to do, and then we can actually do it. But before any of that, I do need to let everybody know that I'm live. I'm going to just do that real fast. This time we only have one chat that we need to do. Also, while we're at this, I'm going to actually, I'm sure there's a community here. I'm going to join it real fast. I think from now on, I'm going to primarily join Discords of game jams. I need to clean up my Discord. I have a lot of random stuff. Okay, there's some kind of walkthrough process here. Hello, Benham. How's it going? Welcome back to stream. Let me also get the little guys running around. I want to make I still want to make my own stream avatars. I have so many little projects that I want to get done, but like, time is the enemy. Anyways, let's quickly just, what is going on? Disconnect this. That's probably fine. But yeah, welcome back to stream, Benham. Good to see you. Good to see you. We can brainstorm together. Quickly. Yeah, okay, I think I'm in. I don't know what this is definitely a bigger server, so I'm going to be a lot more careful about how I'm going to be doing it. Hello, Mango. Hello. Good to see you. How am I? How am I? How am I? That's a good question. I am. Last night was crazy. I was rating games for like a solid at least 6 hours after my 4-hour stream. I was like up till like 2 a.m. still rating games. And it was like getting to the point where a lot of games, of course, Mango. Hope I didn't miss anything. I know my social media prowess is like, I'm really bad at being present and like community driven and letting you guys know what I'm doing. I just kind of like do stuff, and then eventually I'm like, oh wait, I probably should tell you what I did, and then I do that, and that's a whole thing. But like in terms of like actually doing, like being super like, hey guys, right now I'm working on this little cool thing, or hey, yeah, let me answer your question real fast. It's like silence for like a week, and like, oh wait, I'm still alive. Don't worry, I'm doing something. I'm gonna fix that. I need to get into the habit. If I get the habit down, I'm golden. But yeah, anyways. Also make sure that I am multi-streaming. I make sure that the chats are all aligned. All the stars are connected, and I can read YouTube chats, not be bad about it. But yeah. But yeah, I was rating games all night long, and it got to the point also, I think most of the games, I think there's a couple things. This chat a little bit smaller. It's kind of, my face gets kind of behind this thing. I mean, it's fine. It's like translucent, kind of. Let's like move it like up here. You love my glasses? Yeah. I gotta get rid of these though, because look at these. The protective coating on these glasses is like completely destroyed. Like I can barely see. Wait, that's a perfect angle. You see like that blue? That blue is a protective filter. It's like a blue screen glass type thing. All those gaps is what's rubbed off over the year. Like I think over a year and a half, 2 years of me just like dropping them, touching the lens of my fingers, just overall being stupid. So like these are barely usable right now. What I really want to get, and I don't, maybe it's not a good idea. I think it's a great idea though. I'm gonna stand by my ideas. But what I really want to get is I want to get the Rokid AI glasses things, because I feel like, and I keep saying this because I keep getting myself a camera. I'm like, if I buy this camera, I will make so much content. And then I don't do anything, and then like it just collects dust. And I'm trying. It's purely convenience, and like I don't like how my office looks. Like even streaming feels off to me. But I feel like this is the closest. This is the point at which if the camera is just in my glasses, like it's seeing exactly what I see, then if I'm like coding or something, I could be like, oh, wait, click. Let me talk about what I'm doing today. And I can actually make content in like the least obtrusive way possible. But I also feel like there's like a 40%, 60% chance that if I get like a pair of like $300 glasses with cameras and AI assistants and all that fun stuff, with all these grand plans of optimizing my workflow, what's going to actually end up happening is, oh, wait, I bought these things and I haven't used them in like 6 months. Oh, well, that's another gadget. Like, if you think I'm joking, by the way, I use this a little bit. I have not. So I bought this camera and I love it. It's such a cool camera. It's the Osmo Nano, and I love it because you have. If you have a hat, here, let me show you this. You have a hat, and then you put the camera on the hat, just like this. Now I got a camera on a hat. So if I'm doing something, and not only that, check this out. I can also have like a little screen that shows me what my camera sees. So I can like line up a shot and do something. It's like a 4K camera. It's so nice. I haven't used it for content once. I've like posted at least 8 videos since then, since I bought these on social media. And for all of them, what I've used is just like a camera stand of sorts and like my phone. And it's purely convenience. It's purely just a matter right now of like, it's easy for me to just record voiceover. Actually, for the voiceover, I care more about the audio. So for the voiceover, I use these things. I just plug in my phone and then it just like this. I plug in my phone. I get some pretty crispy audio. So I do a little voiceover. I record a couple things. I put it into CapCut. 10 minutes later, it's all done. Posted. Anyways, sorry, that was a vent and a half. I'm so bad at social media. It's not even funny. And I need to fix that. I like how this all started for me to compliment my glasses. Thank you. I bet you're all out there just being like, man, this guy just won't stop talking about random stuff. Anywho. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm actually, I do think, I really think that having some like techie glasses things would really help me make better content. So, and maybe I'm still struggling to really integrate AI in my workflow. I think where it's primarily helped me a lot with is coding. And like occasionally if I have like a little bit of brainstorming, it's like the output just isn't great most of the time. Coding wise is really useful. It's like not perfect, but if I need to debug or if I need like help making a weird function that I can only think of. It's very helpful. Everything else, though, absolutely the worst. Artwork, actual writing, anything that isn't code in like or like very, very specific, very like A to B tasks, horrible. But I feel like if I could like have like a little AI thing that does debugging for me, and I can like talk to it and tell it fix this. Or actually, what I really want to do is I want to make like a weird like AI that like has like very specific tooling for like tasks and stuff. Like, hey, cause I have a company. I'd love to be able to like be like, hey, AI guy, put five. I sold five of these things today at this convention. Can you plug that into my little database for like sales, my sales chart? I would love that because I will go to a convention, I will sell like 20 games. I do in the end figure it all out, and but right before tax season. That's what this is mostly important for, and for like just generally like number tracking. But like in the moment, yeah, like basically, like, hey Jarvis, I sold this many decks, or hey, I'm no. The really cool thing is because I do a lot of direct to business sales. I'd love to be able to be like, hey, can you look at my all this stuff, figure out where I'm at, and I sold 3 decks here, and could you send an invoice? Like if I could just be like walk into a store, I put the thing there, maybe even take a picture of the display, and then just all that information just with like 5 words, one picture, and I'm just out. And they get their invoice, they're happy with me, I get data, and then like eventually it's like, oh, the AI's like, oh, by the way, you're in this area. Can you please? You probably should stop by this store you haven't checked in 2 months. Like that kind of stuff. That would be so nice. But I don't know. That is actually gonna primarily more of like an algorithmic thing. I gotta make like MCP and so on, and I'll probably have my own database. No, that's more of a personal hackathon project. I feel like if I I have so many random personal projects though. Every single day, I have a weird idea, and a lot of them get weeded out over the time. I think the benefit of not being able to work on everything immediately is the fact that I can like ruminate on them for a while. But like they kind of build up, and then I feel like a lot of good ideas eventually get like lost in my memory bank somewhere. It's just completely like just collecting dust, and it'll never be seen again. I need to start writing. I want to not just AI. I feel like AI like and telling an AI my ideas and it notes it all down and everything. That's also really nice. I think it's like fun to have a conversational way. But on top of that, I do want to also like start taking physical notes. I've been trying to be more practical and pragmatic about stuff like that. Okay, I want to also like think for myself and like draw and write and kind of practice these skills. Anywho, gotta breathe. I'm gonna burn myself out like in the first 5 minutes of the stream. I'm gonna like just and then all of a sudden sleep mode, out of energy, literally nothing left. But yes, and my hair is messed up now, which is a problem. Also, I keep looking at my face, and my eyes on the camera are looking down, and I need to like get used to looking straight at you guys, straight into the camera, straight into the people. But yeah, okay. The game jam, the game jam. What we're all actually here for. What we probably should be talking about. I might actually bring up the screen. Let me bring up the screen. Oh wait, did I get a comment somewhere? Oh, there's someone else playing my game? Yeah, okay. That's fair. I got someone said that they were struggling to like get the cards. Very fair. I was thinking about like making the first enemy you kill drop a card. In retrospect, I feel like I was trying to like make it a proper competitive experience, like truly like you know, I don't know. Honestly, I think I was being too bit too. I was being too like stuck up about the idea. Cause like If we're making this a, you know, so and so Vampire Survivor, I'm gonna keep it harsh and unforgiving. But no, I probably should have been a lot more forgiving about it. Anywho, anywho, let us look into the game jam. Also, by the way, I will say one thing. I don't. I'm not positive I'll make it to round 2 into game jam. I want to say I will. I want to be like, yes, my game has the quality and the polish and all the SFX and it has the visual clearance. The issue is, I think the things that made the card carrying gunner good quality and effective and like a proper experience, there it does not show up. There's nowhere for that to be into rating. I think the only thing that it might give me bonus points on would be might be the last thing where it's like, do you want to see this develop more in the future? I feel like the quality and polish might give some people might interpret it as give me more points in that category. But I'm also I will say I'm really another thing I was worried about is my interpretation of how easy it is to customize a character was that you how easy is it like drag the cards down and like how like clean of a UI experience it was. But after hearing what people have been saying about my game, I'm now starting to realize that the way it's actually getting interpreted is it sucks getting cards and like walking to the cards and picking them up. Like the actual experience of getting to the customization is difficult. So they're giving me a really bad score there, which was not my intention. Um, the uniqueness, I think the uniqueness is gonna get hurt because I feel like people are going to not. I think if people are more of the gameplay customizer type, they might give it a good point, some good points there. But I feel like for most people, they're gonna probably give me like a 1 or a 2 because there's not a whole lot of visual aesthetic differences. The amount of customization, I don't know. I want to say, I want to be like, yes, we're for sure gonna have we have uniqueness developed further and like satisfying the bag. I just feel like a lot of people are not gonna agree with that. I I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there's like a non-zero chance that people are going to look at the game as not following the requirements, even though it kind of does, and it's more of an interpretation thing. That's the issue. I think people who are more like skill tree customizer kind of people like me, we think of customization. They would give me good points. In fact, I feel like they would actually put me like not to like pretend like it's not perfect obviously, but I feel like B or A tier is what people who like skill tree customization are going to give it. People who don't like that, which feels like a large proportion of the game jam, just from seeing other people's games and seeing comments. Um, People who don't like that are going to probably put a D to E tier, and that's just a fact. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I'm overanalyzing this. There's also a lot of games that feel. I feel like what I'm also wondering is there are games that are purely like visual customizers that are kind of not cookie cutter, but kind of like very similar. There's I'm not sure how many rated, but there's like at least there were 30 games in like 20 to 30 games that I've played that kind of just immediately got slotted into C and D tier for me because they were the exact same. They were carbon copies and the same concept of like you have buttons that switch over a singular visual aspect, and maybe there was like a view at the end of it, and usually it was like a 2D thing. And I feel like for me, because for me, satisfying and play further needed a bit more than that. I gave less points for those. But I feel like if someone really likes customizations, like visual, like making cool looking stuff, I feel like they would get a lot of points.
Yeah.
I guess all I can say is hope for the best, prepare for the worst. I don't know. I'm kind of in my head. I'm if it fails, I know why it failed and I've made my peace with it. And I will take it as, you know, thank God I get to spend more time on the Bracky's game jam because I think they're gonna actually overlap a little bit. But if if I do get in, I don't think I'm gonna get in by a lot. I think I'm gonna be near the bottom. And yeah, I think I'm right about that. I don't know. We'll find out. Anywho, enough me venting about not venting. Honestly, I think introspection and like a post mortem report on games and stuff is important. I think it's important to like really introspect and think about what he could do better. Okay, let's talk about the game jam, the new game jam, but the pirate game jam. Also, by the way, I did mention this in the Discord, like in the other Discord, not my Discord, but my I am not. I don't. Okay, I'm not a person. I'm not a person who is very judgmental. I try not to be. I try to like isolate people from criticism. I primarily try to criticize actions, and occasionally recurrent actions can say something about a person's character. Um, I am not a huge fan of a lot of the Pirate Software's guys, like things in store. I'm not a big fan of some of his actions, and I don't want people to take my participation as Game Jam as inherent support for those things. I'm in this Game Jam for the Game Jam, and I used to like him a lot. I thought it was really he felt like a pretty good guy initially, and he felt like a guy who was he seemed he seemed like what the dev scene needed at the time. It felt like we needed someone to really break through and like get to the wider audience, and it looked like he was doing that. I'm just not a huge fan of how he handled the entire situation with the World of Warcraft and like criticism. I don't like how he handles criticism. That's my main thing. And also, there's all this other stuff that was happening and stuff. I don't know. I haven't kept up with all of the drama, but I just I just want to be very clear starting out this game jam that I am not gonna be one way or the other on this. I'm just here for the game jam, and I'm here to win. That's or I'm gonna try to win at least. That was actually one the entire like the thing that happened a while. It was a while ago, so I actually generally don't know what the community how it's evolved since then. But I was genuinely considering skipping this, but it was like, I mean, it's a big game jam. What can you do? I don't think he's done anything to the point where I'm like, I have to like. I don't think he's. I don't think he's done anything egregious, as far as I know, to the point where where I actually like boycott. Not trying to. Okay, again, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything like that. I'm just from the information I remember and I know. I just want to be clear about that's my stance as of right now. But all that aside, let's look at the actual game jam itself. Uh, well, let's see if this works. Oh, wait, this is wrong? No, that's the right one. No, that's the wrong one. What's this one? Okay, So this is the game jam. So the game jam is, this explanation. What's game jam? His video about making video games. World is war. Okay. So the theme is the world is watching. His little flavor text is you can take this theme as literally as you want it or not. Maybe the world itself really is watching. It's been turned into a giant, horrifying cosmic horror eyeball. Maybe not so literally. The world may be watching you because you're a streamer or major politician. Maybe you're the sole translator for an alien race and everyone is waiting to see what they say. Whatever your ideas for this, make them grand, weird, and try something you've never thought of before. Good luck. Not exclusive list. No teams more than 5 people. So one of the requirements for this game jam that's interesting is that they require us to create a game design document. Looks like it's relatively exhaustive. Oh, they want to they want to make oh god. I had to do this for my last class for my capstone. Ha 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 ha. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We can make it. Honestly, I'd rather make, especially because now I'm starting at the very beginning, I'd rather make a what do you call it? What was boards called? I would rather make a what's it called? My brain is not working. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The board and you have the cards and you drag the cards from like column to column. It's like prioritization. Not Gantt. Not a Gantt chart. What's it called? Why is my brain being like this? Trello. It's Trello. What's it? There's a word. There's a word for it. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna be like, why is my brain just not working right now? Not bored. It's it doesn't even matter. I'm just like now it just bothers me because can I please see the name of this thing? Wait 1 second. I need to make a new one. Kanban. I wasn't gonna remember that, by the way. It's a Kanban board. Again, does not matter. Just I was purely trying to remember. Yeah, Kanban. Yeah. You got it before I did. Man, my terminology ability sucks. Words escape me constantly. But yes. I'll probably just make, I don't know. We have to make the design document. I'll make it, but I think I'm actually need a Kanban board once you get like, I think once I have something like workable, I'll make it just like keep track of tasks. Probably day 3 or 4 or 2. How long is this game jam again? This game jam. Wait, is it longer than a week? How long is this thing? Oh, it's 2 weeks. You know what? Let's make something awesome. we're gonna take a small break in the middle of it to the micro jam. What's this game jam? Nah, I want. I don't know. I don't know why I set myself up for it, but I like having at least a couple hundred people to like really make it interesting. I think if it's small, it feels like because you're only gonna like see like 20 games released. I mean, it's less competition, but also it's like too little competition. I don't know. I'm weird that way. Okay, but the world is watching. That is the theme of this game jam. I'm also just quickly. I want to just glance just really fast at looks like I'm um I don't know. I'll look at it later actually. Okay. The world is watching. I think my initial thought and what I'm kind of still thinking about from like a top down perspective is a top down game where you're like in a surveillance police state thing with drones and people with weird goggles and like things skittering around and you're like and like because the world is watching you, you're trying to like survive in this world of like constant surveillance. That could be kind of a cool way of doing it. Um, the other way we could approach the world is watching. Actually, I got this idea from Thought of the Eyes of Little Nightmares. Yeah, I was kind of also thinking like a horror game where like you see like eyes in the darkness and like it's scary and everything else. I feel like a 3D game where you're running around and like dealing with that could also be pretty cool. Like turn to stone. Yeah, like a Medusa thing. They're pretty cool too. I don't know. I guess for me right now, like as of right now, my main worry about the police state thing is I can feel scope creep oozing from that. Like the amount of content that would be needed to make that game feel viable most of the time is going to be purely content, less mechanics, which is fine. It would be a pretty big commitment. A game that uses schizophrenia as like a way to like like you think somebody's watching you at all times and you're like you're fidgety and you have to like go somewhere but like it scares you and like it has impacts on your behavior. That could be cool too. um hmm. I know that he kind of mentioned this in the flavor text. Something like a game like the Truman Show. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. I'm almost like imagining like a game kind of like, well, obviously not with the mechanical side of it, but kind of like Portal, but like instead of like a robot, you have like an audience surrounding the test chambers. It actually like makes me kind of one of my initial brainstormed ideas for the GDKO game jam was a game where you like customize a little character's personality. So basically, you answer a bunch of questions. Like my initial idea. So here's a really fun little behind the scenes of my brainstorming sessions. But I had an idea where you like no for like for this GDKO for the customizer. One of my brainstorming ideas was like you're like a character and like in it shows like I was thinking about even like kind of like rotoscoping my hands on that, and you're like tied to a chair, and you have to answer questions via like you got to answer questions and like do little mini games to kind of like adjust or like showcase your character's personality and abilities. And then once you like develop your character's personality, then they get put into this world, like almost like Hunger Games or something like that, and they do their own thing and they like negotiate with other players that were created by other people who played the game, or they like negotiate, hunt, collect food, kill each other, do stuff. And I was thinking that you're essentially the person's sponsor, and you can basically based on the personality, you could like put like various like requests or like missions, and if they complete the missions, then you get like recognition that you can use to like send them resources. I do kind of think that almost ties into this thing though, because like the world is watching. The players are the world, and we're watching these little guys running around. Wait. I'm almost okay. I'm almost committing to that. No, no, no. There's so many reasons why that's a bad idea. Actually, no, complicated. That something like that would require a server for sure. Yeah, no scope for a lot of my ideas. Scope just becomes so quickly the problem. Not even scope creep, but like required scope. I think that's the way I think about it is like how much scope do we need for this game to be playable or like good? Like how quickly can I make a game that if I give it to you, you'd actually enjoy? Because who knows? La di la di la, I'm walking down the street, um, get hit by a car or something. I'm out of the loop for like for the rest of the game jam. I want to still be able to submit something. And honestly, I feel like some of the best ideas, some of the best ideas don't require the least effort to initially implement, and then rest is polish. Like I feel like some of the coolest games I've played in recent memory, and like from my childhood, thinking about it, it's probably very little actual like scope. Like it was very confined, very straightforward, very simple but good. I feel like a lot of times, especially for like for us developers, for us coders, we're like, how do we make the most interesting, mechanically like tasteful and fascinating mechanic that just really sings to your soul? But really, that's not what players really care about. They care about the experience. and I struggle. Finals is also like the world's watching. Like they're playing the game show with sponsors, etc. Those people are watching on the sides around you. I do really like the concept of like you don't control the characters, you are the watchers. You are doing stuff. Like you're picking like I don't know. But if I think about it, there's some really cool things you can do. Like maybe not even obviously there's customization is less of the thing for this game jam. But like what if the world has a set number of players already in it and you can like pick players that you want to follow and watch and see their life, and you can impact their decision making through gifts and like through speaking through to them. So like what if like you could pick a character that everybody else is playing the game is also picking. So like you have like a really popular character and everyone's like giving them a lot of stuff and they're really OP. But you could also like pick an underdog and maybe he dies, but he's the underdog and you feel like attached to that character. You guys are making me think Hunger Games. Yeah, the more I'm leaning into Hunger Games a lot, just because the world is watching and making the players the world is like such a clean and like satisfying way to use the theme the world is watching. It is just it's such a straightforward way to use it. That being said, it I don't know. Is it a game jam game though? I think it would be a sick project, a sick game in general. But you got to think about this from the perspective of like, this is a guy who, especially if you're judging or going through a lot of games, it's a hard ask. Like, it could be cool to be like, yes, play this for a couple minutes right now and come back an hour later and see if what you did happened. But it's also kind of a tall ask for someone to care about in the middle of a game jam. It's like they're gonna be there for like 2 minutes. They're gonna click some buttons and be like, oh, now I gotta wait for this guy to do something. Like I feel like it might not have the satisfaction, especially if you really properly implement the world of character, people, players. Because also, kind of this game kind of assumes you have a player base that is actively rooting for these tiny guys. If it's just one person, it might feel a little bit more stale and like one dimensional. It's difficult. Also, by the way, off topic, but if you guys see an ad, feel free to call it out. I don't have the Twitch thing up, so I don't know when the ads hit. I I should fix that. I should make it so like a message pops up whenever an ad hits, but for right now I don't have that. So if you could just like quickly be like, "Hey Andre, stop talking. There's an ad." I will very much appreciate it. Because I don't like being cut off. You're losing content. You're losing the sound of my grating and obnoxious voice, talking about a variety of stuff that doesn't even really matter in the end, does it? But yes, I don't know. The Hunger Game I think does. At the end of the day, this is for a contest, and this is also honestly one of the. Okay, I was actually kind of not arguing, but like talking to somebody in the Discord earlier about like the desktop versus like web build problem thing. And I think one thing I brought up is especially for contests like these. On the one hand, obviously you want to make something that you're going to enjoy making. Like you shouldn't do these things purely just for winning. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Look at you gaming the system. I don't know. YouTube. Okay, sorry, off topic. YouTube chat is so finicky with Streamlabs. I don't know why. I don't understand. It kind of works, but also doesn't work. It's been a problem for a while. Can't explain it. I wish I knew. I'm gonna code my own application to fix this. That's the point I'm at right now. But anyways, okay. Off topic. But oh, what was on topic though? I forget what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. So what I was saying earlier about game jams. I think an important part of game jams is you are coding for other people, for an audience, and it's important to like consider what the audience is expecting. And I think that's not just good advice for game jams, but it's also good advice for like making games in general, because you can make stuff for yourself, which is fun. If you want to make a game for yourself that you really care about or passionate about, that's great. But at the end of the day, if you really want to make a game that other people will play, you need to consider their needs and their wants, and you got to meet them where they're at. Does your audience naturally download games? Do they play it on the web? Are they people who like customization a lot? Are they people who don't? People who don't care? Are there people who are like very, very like into like wargaming or very into like exploration? It's very important to like really think about. And also, you got to think about like how quickly are they going to get bored? Are we going to like does the audience you're talking to really want to look through like 3 minutes of like intro? Would they want a skip button? You know? I think that's like the really it's important to consider audience. And I think even sometimes I struggle with that too, because obviously we get really passionate about an idea and we're like, yes, this is glorious. Let's just go for it. And then at the end of the day, it's just a very cool idea on paper, but people won't actually like to play it in real life. Again, totally fine if you're making it just for yourself. But if you're making it for an audience, you got to consider the audience. Wise words from Andre Roman, the streamer, who doesn't know anything. Often the best ideas actually come from solving pain points. Like if you resolve a pain point in a game or a product or something like that, and you do a good job resolving it, that's honestly, you're gonna get a pretty good audience just from solving that pain point. Like if people hate how a certain aspect of shooters works, if you fix that, those who are gonna gravitate towards your game. Anyways, enough me talking about general marketing and advertisability and, you know, how to get your game out into the world and how to pick game ideas. Honestly though, what I'm doing right now, everyone should do this. Find people who can, you throw ideas at them and they tell you if they're bad or not. This is the best thing you could do. This is what I enjoy doing. The world is watching. You know, it's a really, really weird idea, but like, I don't know. What if, what if something is happening and the game is you're a cameraman who has to like follow the motion and pull focus? Like, what if, just imagine, like, something is happening and you're just like literally just manipulating like the focal length of like a camera object in like a 3D space, and you're like changing, like you're pointing with the mouse and you're like changing the focus with like the numbers, like with like f-stops and so on. Could you imagine? Or even the scroll wheel, like you're pulling focus with the scroll wheel. That might be way too niche though. That might be super niche. I feel like people who would understand or like who would actually like enjoy that would be like people who genuinely I don't know. What are your thoughts about the cameraman game? What if you need to run around, follow the action, and pull focus at the same time? and you like and you get like these clips of like cool things happening, and then like depending on how in focus the clips are in, and on how cool what you found is, you like there's like a little thing where you like upload it online like in the game, like you have like thing like where like you like a little like mini weird like social media thing, like a fake tube, like a fake YouTube thing, and you upload it, and based on how the quality and everything, you get like some amount of views, and then you gotta like go back and restart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. I think with that you hit the content problem again. Hmm. What else could he possibly do that really? Hmm. The world is watching. The world is watching. I was just kind of like thinking about like what if like it was like a. I feel like this is too simple. Not simple, but like sometimes like potentially too linear to like win. Would be like a game where you're like a news anchor and you need to like you got to craft what the news anchor says, or like adjust, like give them options to like sway a populace in a certain direction. Like maybe like you don't want to incite panic, or maybe you want to incite panic, or you want to like accomplish certain political goals. I will say that's kind of part of the flavor text of this game jam. I feel like that's kind of like it's too hinted at. I feel like it would be too kind of cookie cutter for this. Plus, I'm sure someone else is already doing that. World is watching. There are some like I'm thinking right now, and there are some ideas I'm having that are kind of more along the lines of like watching as a subject. But the issue I'm having is not really the world. It's like something specific. And I kind of I feel like the world is an important aspect of the theme. I feel like if you kind of just have the is watching as part of it, that kind of removes an important element from the entire concept. Like I was kind of like for a second I was like thinking like what if you like had to place security cameras around a certain thing to capture something. like your job is to like set up the security of like an Ocean 11 heist thing. Hmm. You know what? Okay. Weird, really weird concept. A technically interesting concept. What if we made a game that's multiplayer where people can play watchers and players? Actually, my initial concept was like, what if it was like a multiplayer game and you have like streamers, like actual streamers, and then like it's like a Twitch overlay. Like my stream avatar thing here. Imagine that, but like on an actual stream. Hmm. Yeah, multiplayer always kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't know. That's actually the bigger issue is getting people to play at the same time. It would have to be like interesting enough, or like it would have to be something that like you can see people sending to each other. Oh, this is empty. Okay, intrusive thought. I was just about to like go like, bam, but I know it's gonna hurt so bad. I don't even know. Like, yeah, it's not happening. I'm not that strong. I'm weak. I'm a weak link. You guys don't understand how weak I am. I'm a coder. I live in this little coding den, and that's all I do. Oh god. And multiplayer is always a difficult thing to like consider. I feel like it would have to be fun enough as a single player experience to hopefully get some of that multiplayer in there. I was almost okay. So no, because it's multiplayer. Okay, I was thinking it'd be kind of cool. Made asynchronous auto battle last UDK for multiplayer. Yeah, asynchronous. I was kind of thinking in that direction, but with my initial concept like watchers and like streamers and everything else, asynchronicity could kind of make it would kind of ruin the concept. It would be a completely different idea, and I don't think it kind of fits in the theme as of right now. It could, it definitely could. It's just hmm. For a second, I was thinking like either a Prison Break or like a Where's Waldo situation. That could be interesting as well. You're making me want to join. I feel like I make Hunger Games. Like, do it, do it. Honestly, if I can, at the bare minimum, if nothing else comes from the streaming thing, if I can inspire you guys to want to make stuff, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty fun. I like how immediately after I said that, the Ko-Fi message pops up. And the sponsor for this is me. Just kidding. But no, but in all seriousness, I do think that, at least for me, if I can inspire you guys to make cool stuff, if nothing else, that makes me happy. That makes me really happy, actually. That's a big part of why I do what I do, is to help other people do what they want to do. Okay. Enough wholesomeness aside, though. Let's back to actually like brainstorming here. I need. While I'm brainstorming, I'm gonna quickly just double check my stream on YouTube. Make sure that there isn't any comments that are like. Nope, looks like it's fine. How are we gonna make this work? World is watching. I'm trying to picture a game that like screams at me. World is watching in like a unique fashion. I want it to be something like that really makes you be like, yes, this is absolutely something that fits the concept. But it's kind of like every time I kind of like think of like an idea that needs the world is watching, it kind of doesn't really have the flair that it needs. It needs something that kind of holds the player's attention. It needs something that actually like really is inspirational. I think it needs something that actually like is you play and you're like, that was good, that was fun. I guess what we could do, we don't need the screen anymore. Let's just like, you know what? Let's like make some artwork or something. We'll start with that, and then we'll like. I'm gonna move these things around. This advertisement covers literally half the screen. That's not good. I can like have this screen as like this, the chat's still up, and then I move this thing to the right a little bit. Yeah, just like that. And we can hide this. Nope, not like that. And then we can move this thing like that. And then I can crop out. Well, if I win, I get a free copy, right? Of GTKO. What I really need is another monitor. Okay, let's crop the right. Close enough. A second monitor would do wonders for me. Okay, close enough. And I think now when I do this, yeah, I can still see chat. Perfect. So. Oh, now the fun part. How are we going to make... How do we make the world is watching work? I guess we can start making like a little character guy. I don't know. I'm just gonna mess around with stuff until something kind of like feels right. I don't know. What do I want to create? What is really gonna like... What if we started with like a giant eyeball? I think the way I've designed it so far, it kind of needs an outline. I think this eyebrow, it needs an eyebrow, kind of. I don't know. It kind of looks like it needs an eyebrow. No, actually not. The eyebrow doesn't really work. Maybe add like a little bit like of not too much though. Oh, it doesn't look bad per se. It's kind of like it's kind of mid. Could use some shading. Now all we need is give him little feet. Character. It kind of gives me more enemy vibes and character vibes actually. His name is Bill. uh, uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I'm not sold. Nice birth date. Yeah, I know. 420. Everything it it's a miracle I wasn't made more fun of it when I was younger. Cuz I think when I was growing up, it became I think weed was becoming more of a thing. And like the 420 stuff became more funny. And I think no one knew enough history to also know about the other stuff that 420 has. But it is funny. It's funny that I feel like a lot of aspects of me are just very memeable in a very weird way, like 420, Romanian, Ohio man. I think if I was Florida man, that would be different. I'm forklift certified, you know, all these like very, very memeable person. I was thinking it's super impractical, but it'd be hilarious if I like did some like if I made my camera so that it like artificially crops it a little bit, and I can just like my face in here, and like my face actually pops out of the camera thing. That would, that's a funny little idea. I don't know why I thought of that. I was looking at my face. I was like, imagine if I just did, and my face is like zoomed in. I don't know. There's like weird concepts and ideas rattling around inside this skull of mine. I have the weirdest, most unrailroaded, undisciplined, can't keep a topic of conversation going for longer than 10 seconds mind. Anywho, anywho, let's. I don't know. This character isn't really speaking to me right now. You know what? We're nuking him. What else could we do? What if don't nuke him? Fine. I will unnuke him. He's been unnuked. I'll make a new frame. He can just hang out here and I'll I'll put him in the onion thing so it's not really he'll just be watching you guys. He's always watching. He's just sitting there judging you, judging me, judging all of us for all that we have done. Appreciate it. Yeah, okay. Glad I could do something. But yeah, one thing I was thinking about, and this is just something about me. I am kind of I'm kind of an extrovert. Kind of. I feel like I'm more classified as a I I get my passion and energy from interacting with other people. I feel like when I talk to people, I get very passionate. And I feel like I'm actually like engaging in like I don't know, it gives me like a mental boost. And the second you pluck that out, I just like die. Like if you ever watched well, I don't think any of you guys have ever I don't know. You guys can tell me if you've seen this, but if you've watched my stream past like a certain point when everyone like goes quiet, everyone's going to sleep, everyone's doing like going off doing their own thing. By the way, totally acceptable. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's a point where people start leaving. You know, as as happens, you can tell my energy just dies. What if that was the game? Like what if we pulled that personality trait out of me and just shoved it into a game where it's like um the world is watching, and when it doesn't watch it, it's not watching your energy dies inside and you just become a soulless husk who just can't even muster the energy to utter a single word. I don't know. Could be a cool concept. It's kind of hard to implement though. I don't know. Like maybe like a game where you're walking around and you have lots of people who are like hanging out and then and trying to get into their field of view and you're like, I don't know, do a little silly dance and that kind of like and that kind of like makes gives you energy, but then the less you're in someone's field of view, the less energy you have. Kind of like a resource style game that has this kind of element to it. I don't know. Gotta go. Of course, Benin. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you got some work done for your game. And yeah, see you around. I gotta continue thinking. Gotta. My brain is absolutely. I don't know. I'm feeling so uninspired right now. Like so. My ideas. I mean, they're kind of cool, but none of them are like. I really am excited to work on that. That's gonna really. I agree that's a good idea. Wow, your chat's delayed about 10 seconds when you see this. Yeah, I know the delay is crazy on YouTube. I don't know why. I've tried to fix it. And there's like settings. I've messed around with them. I don't know why it does that. I might figure it out eventually. I try to keep tabs on the and stuff like that. That is definitely an issue I'm working towards. But yeah, no, that idea just doesn't. I feel like a lot of my ideas right now are either the world is watching and that's a good thing, or the world is watching that's a bad thing. It's also like I feel like right now my concept of the world is watching is a very like heavy-handed. You can tell that the world is watching you. Maybe that isn't the right, or obviously that might just be the way we go. But what if what if the world is watching in small ways? Like let's say like you're doing the level and you die on a spike, but then the next time you respawn, that spike is gone. Like the world is watching out for you. Or the opposite. You go on a certain path and you find a cool way to get to the end, but the world is watching and it blocks that way in some fundamental way. Like the world is watching. And it like makes itself known. Honestly, like there's a fickle and unpredictable God looking looking at your gameplay and making decisions that will impact everything. I don't know. That could be kind of cool as well. I don't know. I feel like if I go that route though. Sorry, I know right now I'm just like spitballing, disagreeing with myself, spitballing, disagreeing with myself. It's gonna be like this. This entire stream is just gonna be this probably, and then maybe by the end I'll be like, I got it, or I'll be like, I'm gonna sleep on this, and tomorrow I'll be like, actually, you know what? All that brainstorming aside, I thought of a different idea that really spoke to me, or maybe it's gonna be, oh, by the way, that idea I had at the very beginning, you know what? Let's send it. Well, what I was saying about the idea about the subtle world is watching type thing, it might be too subtle. I feel like if someone played that and they just see the spike missing, they might not take it as the world is watching. They might take it more as the world is adaptive, which I feel like it could be interpreted, but I felt we would lose points for that. Hmm. I'm kind of curious. I'm curious if I'm gonna look up like there's a song that has the world is watching as a motif. Maybe music will inspire me, or maybe it's gonna be a really bad song. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe it'll de-inspire me. Let's find out. Oops, Daisy. But yeah, I'm literally trying to like pour inspiration into this brain. Okay, I got a bit of an idea from that. So what if the concept was, in a digital technical age, everyone's creating content, everyone's taking photographs, everyone's on their phones. What if the concept is you're trying to live life without being captured on camera? So like the game itself, as you see people like taking photos and everything else, and kind of see their angles and stuff, and you're trying to like do stuff and like do like stuff around and avoid being caught on camera. And like, what if it was like a game about the digital footprint? Or what if it was like a game like paparazzi? Like paparazzi, the world is watching or looking for you, and you're trying to avoid paparazzi, avoid people who are like going to take photos of you. You're trying to live your life and lower the digital footprint. Well, no, it's more so that right now I'm spitballing because, like, whenever I say an idea, whenever I think about something, or whenever I say it out loud, I kind of start working through my head. Like I'm picturing the assets and the mechanics and the world building and the scope of the minimum viable product and everything else. I'm like trying to think what would be required of the concept, right? For the record, if I wasn't streaming, I would just be doing this. I'd be pacing this room back and forth, and being like thinking about it, and eventually, usually, I hit an idea that's like, oh, that's within scope, that's reasonable, it's pretty cool. I feel passionate about it, and that's interesting. Um, Usually I don't know until I kind of like explore the concept. I'm trying to explore my understanding of the theme. I'm trying to explore my what what is inspiring me at the moment. It kind of like it makes me it feels it kind of brings me into the game jam in a way that, because I feel like that, obviously I could be wrong. I don't I'm not gonna like, I'm just taking today because I don't want to jump into something yet. Right now I'm just trying to like, or I could like design some art assets, or like, you know, maybe make a song, or maybe like think about how I'm gonna like make it all come together. But I kind of want to keep it like light and give myself the freedom for like a day to really think it all. Oops, a daisy, did not mean to do that. Give myself the freedom to like really develop a concept that I want to actually do. It's kind of an important part for my development process. This is how I always do it. The best ideas have simmered for a little bit and are usually in a pot of a lot of other really good ideas. Hmm. I almost want to make the game to kind of bring modern themes into the game, like surveillance, prevalence of AI. Like I want to kind of bring in some of these broader social, some ways political concepts into whatever I create. Like what if? Mm, you know what's a really weird idea? Wait. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Actually. Mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold up. Hold up. I think I'm gonna steal one of my own ideas. I know it. Okay. Brain moment here. Okay. I got it. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Okay. It's all coming together. Okay, here. Is everyone listening? Is everyone ready to hear my thought process? Because it's an idea I've wanted to do for a while, and I've tried, but now is, the opportunity for me to actually, take this idea and truly. Okay, I am okay. We're talking about multiplayer, asynchronous, all that fun stuff. What if I am the world? I am the I am the watcher. And if I'm not streaming, the world is not watching. And if I am streaming, the world is watching. And what if the entire concept of it was that there are tasks that need to be done to keep this little civilization alive and to keep the world running? And it's my job as the watcher to make sure it all goes smoothly. But we have people who are trying um to not to destroy the world, dissidents. And I can appoint, and there's also people that go around, kind of like a little Among Us, but like more task and like survival focused. Like think a mixture of frostpunk and Among Us. Like basically like a multiplayer frostpunk where I where I'm playing the bigger game, but all the people who are in the game jam are playing smaller parts of the bigger game. And they're like different rules. I'm almost like thinking about like kind of having like a bunch of different aspects or like different like stuff we're trying to do and accomplish in different like missions that sometimes run counter to the actual world running. Like what if we had like almost like in Werewolf, you have like people who are trying to cause havoc and chaos, and that's how they win. I think okay, I'm actually really sold on that. Mainly because this is an idea I've had for our parts of this idea are ideas I've had. Actually, that's a lie. I've had this idea for a long time. I tried to build parts of it before, and I hit some roadblocks that I've recently fixed. So I might be able to just send it. Plus, I feel like it'd be pretty fun to actually like have this be something that happens like on stream and stuff because I feel like in developing this game, we'll have people be watched and me be the watcher and be able to test really fun stuff on stream. I think also because in the game jam, I will be required. It'll be like motivation for me to stream and make content and be weird and all that stuff. So, no, I'm actually really sold on this concept. I'm actually mostly. I feel like the ideas that I've had that are like really like long term concepts that I've been kind of like ruminating on for forever. Those whenever I find a way to like make them work in like a project like this, those are the best times for game development because those are the times when like I really get to like flesh it out in a certain direction. Like I feel like obligated to work on longer term ideas. Okay. But now that I know what I want to do. Hmm. I kind of want to build it on Unreal just because I'm imagining some really eerie vibes. Okay. No, I'm no. You can do web builds and everything. Everything has the ability to web build. I'm not sure if you can have all their visuals though. That's good. That's a good question. Did they drop support? Hmm. It looks iffy. Yeah, there's some effects I want to do for this. Oh wait, can you guys not see my screen? Oh, you guys can. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's like if I can make some of the effects that I kind of want to I want to do specifically in I'll figure it out. Okay. Let's actually create a plan, though. I think my goal for this jam is to, be more structured in my process. Okay, so I think top priority is I want to have perhaps a very simple 3D multiplayer thing. I do want VR though. Man. I'm kind of I feel like I burned myself out with that brainstorming. I don't know. It's complicated. I'm trying to think about everything I need to do. There's a lot of aspects I need to think about. I think multiplayer is going to be the first thing for a game like this that needs to be done well. Yeah, I'm going to have to brainstorm a little bit more on how I'm actually going to approach this within 2 weeks time period. Because obviously we can't do everything I would like to do, but I want to get at least most of what I would like to do. Hmm. I don't know. Well, yeah, no, for sure. But GDKO, we have like a minute before it even starts up again, right? The next GDKO section. So GDKO. Round 2 is going to be in 2 weeks. This game jam is basically round 2 is going to start as soon as Pirate Jam ends. So it's going kind of back to back, but I think I'll make it work. I was kind of thinking after, so we to the 14th for the next round of that, so the 14th, which after that immediately I'll have the Brackies game jam. It's gonna be like it's like 1 week. I kind of want to do the Bad Ideas game jam, but the Bad Ideas game jam is the full month, I believe. So I'll probably split my time evenly for the next round of GDKO. Does it still last the 2 weeks, or does it or is it like starts a couple days early and like ends a couple days early? Starts early, ends on time. We end up with 2 extra days each time. I think we find then because I feel like then it might be like I'll be wrapping up with the Pirate Jam when the time comes for the GDKO. The judge, I feel like there might be a little bit of overlap with the judging and stuff, especially if the Pirate Jam stuff, like if I'm like a very like if I need to be an active part of the actual game. But I think as long as I like dedicate like at least like 3 to 4 hours a day to the actual game jam, it should end up being fine. At least that's how I'm kind of visualizing it right now. But yeah, I'm kind of just for right now. I'm gonna start up a new project. I might also take a little tiny short break to grab a quick snack from downstairs so I can keep up my energy for the rest of the day's stream because I'm kind of feeling a little bit lightheaded right now. I feel like I've had too few calories. I don't know, a bagel or a soup. What are you guys what are you guys thinking? Bagel or soup for me, or both? Should I have a bagel with soup? Throw the bagel in the toaster, soup in the microwave real fast. Both. Okay. So I'm gonna grab that real fast. I'll be right back. And then after that, we will. I don't know. Part of me is like, I did my work for today. I know what I'm doing. And part of me is like, hey, I can maybe code a little bit. I don't know. Coding on stream always is like really boring because like me just staring at the screen for like 30 like 20 minutes then being like, oh by the way, I'm actually streaming right now, so I'll talk about it and I'll get distracted from one or the other. But we can also like play a game or something. Maybe I will take a mental break from all the craziness and all the coding and all the game jamming and stuff, and like maybe play I'll play something. I don't know. Really up to you guys. I guess I believe you might be the only person in chat, Loten. So I'll let you guide the content of the stream. I think at this point I'm kind of like not burned out. I feel like I'm just like tired. I'm getting old. I'm so old. My bones breaking. My brain's not working. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab that food. Maybe that'll rejuvenate me a little bit. It should be longer than like 3 minutes. I'll try to keep an eye on chat in case. Watch me get like raided in the middle. I mean, probably not. I'm saying it'll be funny. I'm not trying to jinx it. It'll be funny if I got raided like 1,000 people, and I come back and like everyone's just gone. Do I need to do? Yeah, I don't know. My brain is starting to like. I will roll a dice when I get back upstairs. That's what I'll do. That's where we have all these my little dice decision makers. That's why they're here behind me. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to like. If you're just lurking, don't let me bother you. Keep lurking. Appreciate you. Be right back. And I am back. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry. Got my stuff. Sorry for the wait, but I'm back. Time to get some stuff done. You know what? I'm kind of let's play a game. I'm gonna take the time to relax, play some crazy strategy game, and probably tomorrow or tonight after I play, after stream, I'll sit down and start coding. Let me get our game running. Play some frostpunk. I'll change it to stream stuff. Take me a second to get everything set up properly. Get the headset on. Stream stuff. Playing some frostpunk to okay. Save the YouTube and then go to Twitch and let the Twitch thing know that I'm changing gears. Not that it probably matters, but you know, probably a good idea. And let us, all right, so done. Okay, we're gonna change it up. And now let's play some frostpunk. I think it's working, so let's dive right in. Make sure my chat's up. I'll do my usual challenge. I don't know if what the resuming thing is because I haven't played this in a long time. Let's just start over.
We roam this.
Okay, so let's start out. We're just gonna play the basic stuff. Usually I do rifts, but I'm kind of in a more relaxed mood right now. Let's maximize all the people on this cluster here. Get a bit more wood. We do want to start getting some of the engineering happening. Wait, we cannot because we don't have any of the resources yet. I guess day one, then we're just gonna maximize this. It may put one. Is there on a battery? Let's adjust that. Let's put one small cluster on some coal. Maybe we can stave off some illness in night one. Yeah, I think it's a good thing for me to take a small breather, play some games. Remind myself of why I even... Oh, actually, before anything, we want to make a law. We want that child labor, so we can actually get all the resources we need.
A new law has passed.
Okay, I think let's fully... Let's maximize this. Maximize this. Okay, I think that's a good start. Ken's here! Hello, Ken. Taking a break from my game jam stuff? Heard child labor, you heard child labor, and we're like... You know what's up. Okay, so I think we'll have enough for all the housing. But at first, we probably want to get the engineering stuff done. Let's get the hospitals all set up. And honestly, we've been struggling a lot with getting... We do need cookhouse for sure. We have also just in general been struggling with maintaining the food production early on. Okay, let's wait till nightfall. Let's turn on steam level. We'll put on overdrive for night 1 just to prevent sickness. Take some of the workers off the coal. Oh, actually, we want... Oh. I guess we have a couple nights before it becomes an actual problem. But let's put a gathering post... here and here. Can I put one more? Should I just triple it up? Honestly, that's pretty good. We're gonna get all this entire cluster done. We can sell everything. Let's get all the workers off the piles. I usually like to spread them out, but I'm trying something different this time. Hopefully this gives us better results than usual. We've got everyone off. Let's have everything being constructed. They all want housing. We'll give everybody shelter tomorrow. We'll put overdrive on tonight. Wisdom of the crowd. But yeah, I feel like a lot of times, especially when you're doing back-to-back game jams like I will be doing, you kind of lose sight of what do I want to do here? I don't know. I guess Steam Hub would be... We have a day though. I think resources, or maybe Beacon. Don't have that though. Actually, we can't do any of them. We'll wait for a second. We'll ruminate on it. Actually, let's put all the kids. Let's put some hunters actually. Here. Let's put some doctors. Here. Get some more workers. We'll have 15 left. Let's put some workers on coal as well tomorrow. We want to start building that coal stockpile. I'm kind of feeling just rush Beacon. Soup. Nearly forgot.
Everyone, new law is signed.
I did kind of miss. We're gonna lose some time on that though, because I wasn't actually thinking. Hope we can catch up after that.
Work time. Get back to work.
Oh, and we're gonna do Beacon first. How much do we need for that? Oh, we can already start it. Why are they... Yeah, we'll try to rescue them. Kid day off from work. Come on, okay, perfect. We got all the housing we need. Let's build that housing.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
Turn on this thing. I think we're doing pretty good so far. New law. I think new law. I'm kind of... I want to get to extended shift. And then we can start working down here. Actually, how many sticks will we have? Do we have a significant amount? Not yet. Not yet. This is definitely a choice. I think we're doing pretty good though with keeping people indoors for right now.
Hear me, hear me. New law in the city.
I think this is going to be fully depleted tomorrow. We're gonna have like a double drop in temperature soon, though. I think heaters will be a plus. It's difficult. A lot of choices to be made right now. Let's put overdrive on for a little bit. Oh, I already regret it because, okay, the sick jumped up.
Work time. Get back to work.
Let's start getting... We're gonna need coal soon. I think 2 clusters. Okay, that's what we've done right here. The cold tomorrow is gonna really hurt. Especially because I don't think I've prepared well enough for it. Turn it off right now. Mistakes have been made. think 2 clusters. Three coal per hour. Yeah. Steam Hub is the better investment for right now. I think. No, it is probably a better investment. Hope we get a research in time though. Sick count is pretty high too, unfortunately. Let's break down these houses. Was that why everyone's sick? Is it because of this thing? That I am I'm not being smart right now. No, how did I miss that? Actually, how did I miss that? That's wild. We're not getting done in time. Let's dismiss the kids from here. We have 50 workers. I want to make a beacon too. And this is a really, really poor run. You know, because I'm not being smart right now at all. I'm being very disorganized. Okay, it's about to get bad. We're gonna need 5 workers. You're hungry? Yeah, I'll end stream over in a little bit. This run might already be doomed, so. 20 wood. 30. Aw, are you kidding me? Oh, it's so close. Honestly, this run isn't going anywhere. I can already tell. I think I might end stream here for right now. Tomorrow will be interesting because I think today or tonight and tomorrow morning I'll get some work done towards the game jam, new game jam, and we'll start actually. I think I'm gonna try to get to the point where day 1 we already have something we can like try out on stream and test. I think that's my main priority. So thank you everybody who stopped by the stream. I hope you guys all enjoyed enjoyed today. I know today was primarily a brainstorming session. It wasn't the most exciting stream I could have done, but we made a lot of good progress. I think we had some good time. And yeah, we know what we're doing now, which I think is really the goal of today's stream. So I'm pretty happy with it. If you guys haven't already, we do have a community, like a Discord that you can join in to, talk to me outside the stream and, just get in general more information about the stream. And yeah, if you'd like to join the game jam as well, you'll find on itch.io. It's the pirate software game jam. It has like 800 people. I just do the over 100 people filter, and that's how I get to it. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you.